Alrighty, fam. How we doing? It's wonderful to see y'all. Let me make sure that this is actually set up correctly. Yeah. So now, Tater, if you want to see me and a Leon cosplay, now would be the time to gift a sub, and you'll get to see it. Hydrate? Oh, I don't have any. Gee, can you hand me my water? I left it over there. I can't hydrate with a margarita yet. Cheers. There's your water. So we'll wait for it to happen so Tater can see it, including Shotgun Scipio. Very important. Got to have Shotgun Scipio. We're gonna try out the new mode they have on Requiem. It's not especially new. There we go.
Where's everyone going? Bingo?
There you go. There you go. Just it was a brief moment, Tater. But there you go. I hope you saw that. Amy, thank you. Appreciate that. But also the rule was that Tater had to gift a sub. But alas, all right, he gets it for free. Tater tot. Getting Leon cosplays for free. How dare. How dare. So yeah, we're doing some not 7 Days to Die, Leon Must Die mode. It is the new sort of mercenaries-esque mode, Resident Evil 9. It's just Leon fighting a bunch of zombies, and we're going to try it. Defeat Victor within the time. I had not tried this before, so I'm going in pretty blind. Also, how's the sound of the game versus me? I feel like it looks okay, but want to make sure. If it gets to be loud, let me know. It's basically like a Resident Evil roguelite. You go through various levels and level up Leon's skill, get better weapons as you go through, and then you got to beat the final boss, Victor, at the very end. Use glowing doors to advance to different areas. Enemies become tougher the farther you go. Utilize special abilities and random weapons. Death is permanent, so find the best route. Detailed rules can be found in tutorials via the pause menu. I have done Hamilton. It's on my musical whipping playlist somewhere. If you Google JacquesZeWhipper Hamilton, it's probably there. And you can get wolf ears. Interesting. Okay. So, yeah, we're gonna dungeon crawl Resident Evil, dungeon crawler Leon. I'm ready to go. Let's special All right. Oh, what's the special content? Let's see. I do still have some. Oh, accessory wolf mode. Well, I could get the wolf ears immediately. Oh, you got to complete Leon Must Die Forever on Forever rank 2. Exorcist. Interesting. Hot Fuzz. Oh no! What the hell is this? Oh my God. Okay. All right. We got a lot here. Items. After obtaining this, will be in your item from the start. Interesting. Okay. Additional Leon dialogue permanently adds extra Leon dialogue to Leon Must Die Forever. We're getting that one immediately. Never have I so quickly redeemed something. I still have quite a bit left over from just, beating the game. 100%ing the game. Okay, case upgrade. Definitely want that. Aurora Spinners. Cycle through various colors. The amount of time they add depends on their color when defeated. Yeah. We'll hold off on that. Handley for hire. Thank you, Ryan. Good to see you again, my friend. All right. So that's... I'll get the med injector as well. And the green herb. Screw it. We're here. Our challenges. Yeah, let's just do it. Whoa. That was a voice. One reviewer, they kept Leon in low health so they could hear him moan in pain. Like we just did, apparently. Oh. Let's get that John Wick sound. Enhancers give Leon special abilities. Take out enemies to fill the collector. Use it to refine enhancers, experiment for the best combination of abilities, unlock enhancement slots by finding slot expansions.
Get Brentwood locked down.
What? He has something to do with Victor?
Yeah. He's the one to thank for all the excitement. Excuse me!
Out of my way. Out of my way. Weapons can be randomly obtained from weapon boxes and rare enemies. Further you advance, the rarer the weapons will become. If you're lucky, you might find weapons that have been maxed out. Okay. Alright. Silencer 9. Oh, well, let's immediately switch to that bad boy. It's been a minute since I've played. I am out of practice here.
I don't have time for this.
There's someone to my right? No, we're good. We're good.
Gotta hurry. Oh, fuck. Let's make this quick. Out of my way.
Give me that spider.
Alright.
Oh, I'm struggle bussing. I'm struggle bussing. I'm out of practice.
God damn it.
All right, Z, refine enhancer. Choose enhancer. Increases reticle focus speed, 10%. No. Handgun revolver firepower by 10. Yeah, let's get handgun plus. Red variant enemies resistant to gunfire. Make use of close combat attacks, hand grenades, and gas canisters. I don't like that at all. Come here. Come here. How'd that work? That work for you? What'd you drop? Matilda. Okay.
Excuse me.
Nope. She dropped something? No, I don't think she did. Anyone else before I go through this door? I believe that is it. Let's go on through. All right. Level 1. We're fine. We're great. On to... Oh, this is the harder path, apparently. Okay. All right. I love how this sounds like that song Farben that everyone was using to put up to, like, mashups of Leon looking sexy in this game. Farben. Is the Farben. How do I... God, I've forgotten so many of the controls. Hang on. First off, I do want to increase the sensitivity just a little bit. Where's the controls? don't remember where camera sensitivity is. Accessibility. There we go.
Where's everyone going? Bingo?
When aiming. Yeah. Normal camera sensitivity is fine. Okay, that should do it. Sassy, thank you very much. Appreciate that. And then controls, keyboard and mouse, key configuration. How do I repair my axe again? Sharpen is E. Okay.
Excuse me. Out of my way. I don't have time for this.
I need to reload my guns. I need better guns. Badly.
Okay. His office should be upstairs.
What are the blue? Okay. Oh, whoa. Okay, well, not my best work. Not my best work. Take two. Back. Let's start it from the top. See if we can do a little better this time. Maybe get a better gun. And Leon died forever. I mean, it is the name of the game. Fob and trash talk. Oh, we're gonna trash talk these zombies. These zombies don't even know what's coming at them.
Get Brentwood locked down.
What? Is it something to do with Victor?
Yeah.
Yeah. You got no shot, buddy. You got no shot. I'm coming. I am the one who knocks. Oh, we got a bolt action rifle this time. Hold up, one more thing. We are getting some not stable frame rate. And that would be why. No. $1920 by 1080. There we go. That'll do it. Up to 60 frames per second. That'll do it much better. Okay. We'll drop the, dropping the camera sensitivity down just a tad should do it well. Cool. Much smoother.
Out of my way.
Pretty sure that bullet just went straight through a civilian, but that's okay.
I'm so sick of this shit.
I agree, Leon. Oh, shoot.
Excuse me.
Come on.
I'm so sick of this shit.
You just said that, Leon. You just said that. Oh, Steery Revo. Yeah. We'd love to see it. Oh, that's probably the way to the easier level. Drop anything for me? You got anything for me, buddy? Yes, give me that rifle ammo.
Excuse me.
Anything more this way before I go in one of those doors? Oh. Next area. Oh, it just automatically sends you to the next area. Well, that's not what I wanted at all. Oh, well. Oh, hang on. I can level stuff up. Yep. Oh. Okay. Okay. We're gonna try and not suck this time. Queen Nerdicus, appreciate that.
Out of my way.
I should maybe try to go the other way, but screw it, we're going this way again.
His office should be upstairs. Excuse me.
No, we'll deal with you guys later.
I don't have time for this.
My guy, die already.
I gotta hurry.
One down. What'd you drop? Ah, Mossberg, we'd love to see it. What is that? Qua? Oh, hatchet durability.
I don't have time. I'm so sick of this shit.
Okay, what do we got here? Every time a weapon is discarded, a stacked hand grenade is dropped, doing massive damage to surrounding enemies. Yeah, I guess we'll take that again and make our axe even better. Hydrate, hydrate, cheers. Hang on. Looks like he blew it. Oh, Ryan. Nope, stop it.
Out of my way.
How's that? That work? That work? What you dropping? Oh, the gal. Oh, that's my kind of gal. But did I trash talk? No. But did I die? No. Oh, something on the ground. Cool. Oh, we got a W870 police. That's what we want. All right, hang on. We got another one of these. Each time you defeat an enemy, chance of more time. I feel like we're going to need that with how big this place is. Zombies hit with kicks are set on fire? Let's go. Yep, okay. Let's also arrange these. Register shortcut 1. Shotgun. Register shortcut 2. Register shortcut 3. Nope. Register shortcut 3. The rest of them we'll figure out as we go along.
Never a dull day.
This guy is on fire. Does the fire hurt me? No. Good. I was going to be very upset if it did. Let's check the kitchen really quick. Need a key to unlock it. That's silly. No, screw you! I'm floored by your actions.
Excuse me.
Boy. Alligator snapper sucks. Thankfully, I do remember the layout here pretty well. Oh, hello, spider.
Okay.
Oh!
Shit. Not good. Stuff's not bad.
Oh, come on. This is the guy you got to parry to beat?
Now.
Yo, this guy sucks. Come on.
Give me a
Hate this guy.
All right.
Gotta flush the toilet. Very important. Gotta keep your bathroom hygienic. Once you drop silencer 9, finally. Gotta just do a shortcut. That's going in 1.
I don't have time for this.
Did he get extra time and say, I don't have time for this? That's such a good quip, Leon.
All right.
Oh, ma'am.
I gotta hide.
Oh. Come on, come at me. Don't yell at me. No, that's not how you're supposed to come at me. No, I definitely parried that shit.
Not bad.
Fuck you. God damn it, who put my X in this? This is fun. This is very stressful. I am distressed. Oh, I have extra things that I can do. Recovers 10% of max health upon defeating an enemy. Yo, we want that one. We'll get rid of the... I'll get rid of the blazing kick. I don't think that's actually going to be all that useful.
Alright.
Do we have any others that we can use? Mixed Blessing. Improves the quality of drops, but increases damage by 20%. Interesting. For every item discarded, you recover 10% health. Interesting. I think I'm good for now. Oh, my boy. You doing okay? Oh, he could be on fire right now. Oh, screw you! Give me my health back.
God damn it. Still trying.
Oh! Okay, that was good. How do I auto-sort? Auto-sort? Auto-sort! There we go. Dinosaur. What we got in here? Don't need health if you don't get hit. Yeah, I'm gonna get hit a lot. Oh. Scrap. Have I even gotten any gunpowder? No need to get up. Oh, Ryan. God damn it. Oh, I don't love that.
I gotta hurry. Out of my way.
Jesus. Well, that's The Last of Us X edition.
Gotta hurry.
Oh my god, I hit you in the face.
Excuse me.
Well. Oh, thank you for joining me, Scipio. Thanks for being here. My little boy, you're so good. You're so good. You came just in time for me to die, my little boy. You're doing so good. You're doing so good. Oh, no, you're not. You're a mean cat now. You gotta go get some snooks. Okay, so now that we played through a couple of times, now we're gonna assess our special content. See, did we achieve any challenges? Fail 3 times. Great. Awesome. Discard a weapon. Refine 50 enhancers. Okay. Defeat a total of 30 Midas spinners or Aurora spinners. Use every glowing door. Defeat the Super Tyrant on Forever, rank 2 or higher. Defeat Commander. Defeat Victor. Jesus. Jesus. Survive for at least 40 minutes. Take down 110 enemies before defeating Victor. Cool. Awesome. Alright, special content. Items. Aurora spinners. Okay, we want... I don't think we need them yet. For 30 seconds when near death. Attacks won't consume ammo or durability. Lone Berserker. Close combat attacks may become finishing attacks. Increases close combat attack power boost from 400 to 500%. Decreases firepower by 50%. I've heard that this is like the meta of this game. Phantom Assassin ability boost. Increases firepower boost from 100 to 150%. Yeah, we want that. Okay, okay. Let's give it a shot. Let's see. This time we're going to the Care Center Rehabilitation Ward, and we're not going straight to the level 5 Care Center. We don't want that. We want the easy path. Ba-da-da-da-dum-da-dum. Farben. Da-da-da-da-dun-da-dun.
Get Brentwood locked down.
Is it something to do with Victor?
Yeah. He's the one to thank for all the excitement. You gotta hurry. Shit. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't have time for this.
Hello, red one.
Let's make this quick.
Oh, wow, that was fast. Great. Oh, decreases damage from close combat attacks by 30%. Yo, there we go. I feel like there's not going to be a whole lot of gunshots and explosions. Oh, where'd you come from?
Out of my way.
He just took an axe to that man's butt. Reload your guns. Reload your guns.
I don't have time for this. Excuse me.
We good? We good? We all set here? Let's go. No, not that one. That's not. That's East Raccoon City Streets? Absolutely not. Where the hell is my other exit? Oh, way back there. Okay.
Can't let him get away.
You know, we got some time. Let's look around. Let's see what we got. Let's see what our options are here. There's a green herb I missed picking up. Oh. Eyes are dry because of Colorado. Where the hell is that green herb? No! Oh, I didn't want to use that green herb. Oh, that's terrible. There it is. Remember to blink. I'm blinking right now while I got a moment. Alright. Now, level 2. We're going to the level 2 area this time. Because I'm a scaredy little boy. Can I not get that way? Can I not get there? I would like to go to there.
Can't let him get away.
Oh, you have to quit out earlier for that to happen. Well, I guess to the care center we go. Next area. All right. The one on the right, that goes to the level 9 East Raccoon City streets, which we do not want. Although I guess, so this might be the best place to go early on, because the next one's probably pretty short. We'll see. We'll find out together. Oh, hang on. I have things I can do. Increases attack power when near death by 60%. About time you pull yourself together. Nah, we'll get the handgun boost. Do need more guns though.
You gotta hurry.
Why are you already a clicker? That'll work.
my wife.
My gun doesn't go click when I shoot it. It goes bang.
The office should be upstairs.
Oh, no. No. Why is he the one that you have to hit kill with close quarters? Oh, they changed it up on me. Hydrate? I can't hydrate or I'm gonna dihydrate. Come after me, buddy. Come after me. There's an axe back this way. I have to ask you a question. He's a big old red boy, which means that guns don't do anything to him. Come on, buddy. Boom, baby. Matilda. God. These are terrible weapons. Performing a successful perfect parry restores 40% of the max durability of your hatchet. We need that. What's the power on the Matilda versus the alligator snapper? Oh, it's better. All right, Matilda it is for now. All right. Why do I feel like they're about to turn into clickers? Whoa!
I don't have time for this. Excuse me.
God, can you die already?
Out of my way.
Alright, so it seems like multiple shots in a row will make them take a lot more damage when you hit them. That seems to be the case. But I plan on streaming the FF7 remake. We got a long backlog before we get to that. I did say, however, that I was going to play FF7 once they finally release the full trilogy, and the full trilogy is soon to be here, so I might have to finally give it a shot. But I'd be starting from the very beginning of that remake trilogy. I'll skip you. Ooh, a gal with 1 star.
All right.
That's my gal. So my first time through, I was trying to rush fast because I figured, like, the faster you complete it, you probably get more points, but I don't think that's actually the case. We'll see if I'm able to complete one while I'm here. When am I getting Hanley for hire a gig at the Ren Fair? Oh, funny you should ask. Ryan and I go way back. At the Ren Fair. Never a dull day. You gonna wake up, buddy? No? You don't want to get up? You just a sleepy boy? Enhancer slot added. Let's go. Okay, so this is... I've seen that this is like the way to go. Increases close attack, combat attack power by 400%. I don't know if I'm ready to equip. I don't know if I'm ready for like that to be... I don't know if I'm ready to commit to that. You know what? No, screw it. We came here to gamble. Let's gamble. Oh, come on. I parried that shit. Oh, yeah, that works.
My way.
Oh, I parried that shit too.
God damn it.
Mossberg, don't really need that anymore, but alas. Alright, let's register some shortcuts here. They keep giving me rifle ammo, and I don't have any rifles, and it's sad. It makes me sad.
Okay.
I guess we can go that way. We'll have to double back a bit. Oh, I have so many upgrades. I guess we'll try that one. Increases attack power based on the number of empty slots in your attaché case. Okay, but wait. Hear me out. If I drop all of my guns and just go full... just go full close combat, that might be the winning strategy, fam. Okay. All right, let's figure out what we don't need here. We don't need the Steery, so discard. We're gonna combine these into a mixed herb. Let's take a minute and just auto sort our shit here. Don't need the alligator snapper anymore. It sucks. Discard the alligator snapper. I do still want the Mossberg. I do still want the Gal. I do still want all of that ammo because I don't trust myself. But we're going full Axeman. Hey man, I need to ask you a question. Looks like he had an accident. Yeah, I would say the axe works pretty well. Oh my god, the frame rate. What is you doing? Do I need to set this to 30 so we stop having stuttering? Or did it just really not like the blood in that room? I thought so.
I don't have time for this. Excuse me.
And good night. I think you could sneak through and stealth a lot of these zombies, but we don't stealth in this game. W870 police, we'll take that. Hang on, I heard a spider. Where's that spider? God, my frames is not running smoothly, fam.
So sick of this shit.
Where's the other one? Come on, buddy. Perfect parry. Perfect parry. Thanks, buddy. Anyone else? Oh, we'd love to see it. Thanks, buddy. Man, I should have taken the upgrade for this. Upgrade. The one that makes it like plus 500% damage to your close combat instead of plus 400. I would be slaughtering these guys. Okay. So there you go. This is the way to go. This is the optimal strategy. Get your axe damage way up, and then just do a hatchet job on all those zombies. Well, do we have anything? Fully restores your health. I don't think I need it. Close combat firepower by 15%. There we go. We're just going to keep going into that. Close combat firepower by 20%. Boom, baby. Alright, now to the main room and to get to the next area. Oh wait, did we check in this room? Yes, we did. We gotta hustle our butts. We're getting close here.
Out of my way.
Ma'am, can you not?
You gotta hurry. Damn it.
Ah! Hi.
My name
Welcome, Raiders. Thanks for stopping in.
Dementia Ravenway.
I'm a little
And
busy.
I have long, ebony black hair.
Basic witch girl. Basic wit girl. Thanks for stopping in, fam. Good to see ya. Welcome to the stream. We're playing Leon Must Die mode, and I'm struggle busting. I'm not doing great right now. I'm not gonna lie to you, but we're doing okay. The commander? Do I want the commander? I'm not sure that I do. I haven't checked this way. Let's check this way. We've got a minute. Come at me, lady. Come at me. What you got for me? What you got for me? Classic 70. Okay. We'll take that. Do that. We're also going to drop the alligator snapper. Thanks for stopping in. It is stressful. I mean, it's a roguelite in Resident Evil, which is a little funky, but it's fun. Pro tip: get your axe damage way up. Oh, Leon, you're great. You're doing great. Okay, we're gonna go to the commander now. So one of the big things that you can get like upgrades, and the best one seems to be this whole lone berserker, close combat attacks have a chance to become finishing attacks, close combat power quadrupled. You can make it quintupled, and stacking that on a bunch of other damage buffs. That seems to be the way to go right now. So that's the way we're going at the moment. Alright, Commander it is. Let's go beat up Hunk. If we get through this, it's on to Victor. Final boss.
I'm getting the feeling I'm not wanted around here.
Anything good here? Oh! Attack power against enemies within 10 feet. It goes up by 60%. Let's go. Yeah, we'll just replace that one. And I want Soul Sucker. But I want it after this. Okay. Oh no! Oh no, I didn't realize there would be normal enemies here too. Cause I'm the Axeman. Whoa, I'm the Axeman. Anyone else? Anyone else? We good? We great? Awesome. Thanks for stopping in, guys. Get your ass back here, let me axe you! Fuck that shit. Okay, well, alas. That was not our best work. Okay, so hang on. I gotta do some bonuses here. God, I have all this, right? Oh, I don't have all this now. They released some new stuff. Incomplete. Okay, nothing major. So here's what we're gonna do. Now, where's my extra content? Yes, thank you. Bonus settings. There we go. We gotta change up Leon's drip. We're gonna do default. Honestly, I really like his default costume in this. Requiem will be normal. Alligator snapper. Yeah, let's keep the tack light on it. Okay. That'll be good for now. We will come back to it. In the meantime, I need to use the bathroom so badly. So, BRB chat. Talk amongst yourselves in French. All right, I have returned. Let's give this a shot. Extra games. Leon must die forever. So I think the trick seems to be you got to make sure that if you take the close combat buffs, that you don't go for the commander, because that's where all the enemies have guns, and that was my mistake. This time we know we're going to find another exit out of the care center, so we're going to give it a shot. Let's do this. We're going to get better buffs this time. Farben.
Get Brentwood locked down.
You have shit for me? Thank you.
Yeah. He's the one to thank for all the excitement.
Do I just go straight for this one? Let's see. Can I grab this and then run away? Marksman 1A. We'll take that. I don't know what the timing is on me actually being able to go get that.
Never a dull day. Shit! Thank you! Thank you! Get out of here now!
Hey, some more pistol ammo would be great right now. Oh, that's the human. Sorry, human. Good thing there's no human-friendly fire on. Alright, well, let's, oh, well, there's some handgun ammo. You're doing great. You're doing great, ma'am. You're doing great. You're doing great. Just keep on jogging. Get your cardio in. How many more times must Leon die? How dare you all?
Get away.
All right, let's go on in and see what the rehabilitation ward looks like. It's only level 2, so maybe it'll be okay. Probably should have gone straight for the care center again, and then, yeah, whatever. Whatever. Da-dum. Da-dum, da-dum. No!
Excuse me. You gotta hurry.
Mine, 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 mine. My chainsaw, not yours. Increases firepower by 60% when a hatchet is not equipped. I don't love any of these, but I guess we'll take this one. Do I have another one? Can I get the... each time you defeat an enemy. Let's get that one. Gotta sell some extra time, not run out of time this time. Mossberg, okay. Let's change that shortcut on us. Hey, buddy. It's locked.
Never a dull day.
Oh, you think the chainsaw is right? But you merely adopted the chainsaw. I was born in it, molded by it. How many more times must Leon die? Yes, rude. Rude. Betrayed by the she-he poles once again. Oh, silencer 9. We'll take that. Put that in the number 1 slot.
Out of my way.
I can hear another spider somewhere. Aha! I knew it. Oh, Requiem. Great.
Not bad.
Enhancer slot added. We'd love to see it. Okay, what else we got? Defense is the best offense. I disagree. Oh, none of these are great. Fully repair the durability of your hatchet. Oh, God. My frames. My frames. Impressions, Leon, and a hydrate. There's your hydrate. Now it's time. See what's next. Raccoon City Central Camp. Well, let's see what's this way first. Nothing. Great. Well, that wasn't really what we wanted. But we can work with that. Cheryl, it's good to see you. I gotta do a Leon impression. Alright, we haven't seen the Raccoon City Central Camp yet. Never was a fan of camping. Too many spiders. I feel like this area is not going to be the best for me, but let's give it a shot. Where's everyone going? Bingo. I hear a spider somewhere. Up there.
Never a dull day. I don't give up that easy.
No distraction, son. I'm really busy beating up strangers.
Give me a goddamn break. Felt that one, huh?
Oh, we love to see it. God, none of these are great. Bye, guys. Have fun.
I don't give up that easy.
Now, we gotta stay down there.
Give me a goddamn break. Okay, that's it.
Oh, there we go. Matilda IMP. That will take. All right. All right, get all that ammo. Let's swap that Matilda. Register shortcut 1. Are all my guns reloaded? No, they are not. Breathing, blinking.
Felt that one, huh?
What? I can't. Oh, there's no one to throw it at. Okay. Get that green herb. Oh my god, my frames! Holy shit.
Now I'm mad. Still trying.
Oh my god. I would have done fine if the frame rate hadn't suddenly inexplicably gone to 0. That was not my fault. That was not my fault. But we're gonna turn down this graphics so that hopefully stops happening. Me when I play 7 Days to Die. Let's just say I didn't dig it. Alright, graphics. Image, PC specs. We'll do that. It's probably the strain on the computer from simultaneous streaming and playing, because I've had no issues on this playing this game on this computer so far. Oh yeah, it is warm. Yeah, we'll do that. Give it a little. We'll put a notebook underneath it so it has a little bit more space to air out. Let's do up to 30 frames per second. And no, we can. I believe in our computer. We can do 60 frames. My friends would be better on competitive Overwatch with me. Yeah, but that would require me to download Overwatch, and I don't have Overwatch. The hydrate is also a remember to breathe and drink and blink redeem, to be very honest with you. Alright. Can I sneak up on this guy? Nope.
Get Brentwood locked down.
Is it something to do with Victor?
Yeah. He's the one to thank for all the excitement.
Handgun bullets this time? Thank you. Oh, 990 attack. We'll take that. That's a good gun to start with.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Get out of here now. Out of my way.
Come at me, red man. That didn't sound right. That's not. No. Come at me, red, glowy man. Man who is glowing red. Tactical reload, handgun. Yeah, I'll get the handgun bump.
Let's make this quick. Excuse me.
Oh, didn't want to do that. Shit. What we got now? Handgun and pistol attack power up, I guess.
Gotta hurry. Out of my way.
See, now that the frame rate is smooth, I'm doing so much better. Headshots for days right now. Alright, did I miss anything? I missed... Oh! Some .55 ammo. Hang on, we gotta go back and get that. That is critically important. I'm sure blame the frame rate. Listen, you all saw the frame rate do me dirty. Bunch of zombies show up and the frame rate was like, how about 5? Best I can do is 5. Alright. We're going back to the care center. We're going to do every single one. Exactly. Cannot leave the Requiem ammo. Chaos Hunter time. Next area. The care center.
Perfect.
Conference room. Okay. So there's an exit to the next area in the conference room. Hopefully that's to Victor and not to Raccoon City. But we'll find out.
Gotta hurry. Out of my way.
Such a slow rate of fire.
All right. His office should be upstairs.
You again. Yeah, I'm right here. Come on. Come on, buddy. Chase me. Chase me. We're gonna come back this way. Yep. You and me, buddy. Come on. Come on, buddy. And good night. Thanks, buddy. I'll take that. Okay, okay, we're getting there, we're getting there. Every item discarded, recover 10%. Nah, we'll go get this one. I gotta be using my upgrades more. I kind of got messed up in the last one also by not having many upgrade slots. But it's okay, we make it work. Hey, buddy.
Excuse me. I don't have time for this.
No one in here. Wow. They randomize the enemies a little bit, but they don't randomize them a ton. So I'm surprised that there's no one in here. Requiem. There we go.
All right.
How's that for a perfect parry? How's that for a not perfect parry?
God damn it. Out of my way.
I hear you, Spider.
Never a dull day. Gotta hurry.
That feels like honestly, that axe feels so small that two-handing it would actually be counterintuitive. Or counterproductive.
I don't have time for this.
Yeah, let's not mess around with those. Oh, we have upgrades. Increases the collector's fill rate by 40%, but decreases attack power by 20%. I feel like that might be the way to go for now. We're going to try it. Do I need to refill my axe? No. Two-hand and reverse grip. Hey, Silencer 9, that's what we want. Okay, let's go back to the poker room. We don't need to go upstairs and deal with all the clickers up there. Jeez. Okay, well, that's honestly, both of those are pretty good right before we go into this next room.
I gotta hurry. I don't have time for this.
No, I would rather you didn't. For how annoying those guys are, they should really be giving you more rewards for killing them. Slot expansion! Let's go. Alright, that's both of them.
Out of my way.
Are the screamy ladies not here this time? That'd be great.
Excuse me. Out of my way.
Oh, we have... no. I want to save both of those. We've got a good loadout of buffs. I feel like we could find a better one, but we don't need to rush it right now. Especially since I think...
I don't have time for this.
Yeah, especially with these dumb ladies.
Excuse me.
Come at me, bro. I have an axe here with your name on it that I would like to throw at you. Yeet! Marksman 1A. Not a bad one. I hear a spider.
Okay.
Oh, several spiders. Okay, now that's done. We're going to go this way. Thankfully, I do remember the layout of these areas very well. It's all coming together. It's all coming back. What you got? Nothing.
I gotta hurry.
Don't you walk away from me, spider.
For adult today.
Lights on. If you could not, that'd be great.
So
Alright, buddy, you want to attack me? Come on.
now a mess.
Okay. Combine. Let's make some green herbs. Combine. Let's make some green herbs. And there we go. Is there any way for me to carry this? I don't think there is. Either way. No. There is not. Alright, we're doing fine, chat. We're doing great. We're doing awesome.
Out of my way. I don't have time for this.
Oh no! Oh no! Yeah, come at me, buddy. There's an axe back this way. I got an axe just for you. Come here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Hopefully the girl doesn't show up, the evil-ass shadow monster. Yeah, I agree. I would also like her not to show up. I think I'd rather have the Marksman 1A. Okay, time to use this. Should be good for now. What you got in here? What we got? Pantry key. Oh. I can go check and see in the pantry again. Well, let's go do that. After we make sure that guy doesn't wake up. We have time. We have time. Maybe the pantry will have the path to Gideon, which I think we're pretty much ready to do at this point. All my guns reloaded? They're all reloaded. Yeah. Pantry's this way. Maybe the pantry will have some beans. Gotta get those beans. I hope they're cool beans. W870 police. We can't really do anything with that. I don't think we can do anything with a scrap either, so let's get rid of that. Can we do it now? No, still no. Let's drop the Mossberg. And then we can take the police. No, I don't need scrap. Tony Stark built this in a cave with a bunch of scrap. I also do not need the alligator snapper. Ba-dum da dum da dum da dum ba da dum da dum da dum. Farben. Es verniede Farben. I don't know. I don't speak the German required for that. Oh, Scipio, you coming on back? You getting your bed?
All right.
All right. Oh, what we got here? My enhancer slots are already maximized, though. Yeah, this seems to definitely be the way to go in terms of getting yourself set up best for later in the game. The care center, like if you look at the map, the care center rehabilitation center, like sure, it's only level 2, but it is it's too short. You don't get strong enough before you have to go to Raccoon City.
I don't have time for this. I'm getting too old for this.
You're doing great, Leon. Alright, where's this taking us? East Raccoon City streets. I think I'd rather the other one. I feel like the streets are going to have people shooting at me, and I don't want them shooting at me. Where is the other one, though? I wonder if it's possible to unlock, like, Victor's basement, and that's how you get straight to Victor. Well, we will not find it out on this one. Hydrate, hydrate. I will hydrate once I have a clear shot. There we go. But we didn't use... Oh, the commander. No, never mind. I want the streets. There are a lot more people who shoot at me over there. I don't like them at all. I forgot that was to the commander. I thought it was to the Raccoon City Central Camp. The commander, I mean, like, the commander would take us to Victor faster, but we can get better gear, better stuff. Does the timer pause when you're in your inventory? Let's find out. Is it 306? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, still 306. So yes, it does pause in your inventory, thank God. I'm honestly a little surprised by that. East Raccoon City streets. Okay, so there is a way to Victor from here. It's not an easy way, though. The commander, though, would have taken us straight to Victor. So, we'll see. We'll see how we do. I should have gone for the commander. Oh, well. Oh, there you can get gunpowder, apparently.
All right.
That's how we get to Victor. Cedarborn Apartments. Let's go. Okay, so I think we're about to see guys with guns, so we're actually going to swap that out this time.
All right.
I am really doing well, oddly. I'm surprised I have as much gear, ammo, healing that I have.
Felt out? Huh. Okay. I'm so sick of this shit.
I agree.
I don't give up that easy. Give me a goddamn break.
Okay. Steery Revo A1. Is that better than my Gal? No. Classic 70. That we will take over that. Rusty Crank, your mom showed up. Boom. Get health back when you defeat an enemy. That's what we want. I can hear that spider up there, but no time to get to it. Do we have a scope yet? Yes, thank God.
Felt that one, huh?
Nope, you stay the hell away from me.
One of the parts should be just up here. Never a dull day.
God, I can still hear spiders around. Well. Increases firepower by 80%, but you take 10% of the damage dealt from each of your own attacks. I'm good, bro. I am a little tempted, but no, we'll wait.
Okay.
Wow, I don't have time. I don't have room for even that.
Give me the goddamn blade. I'm so sick of this shit.
Come on, buddy. Come at me.
I don't give up that.
That looked like a perfect parry to me. Mossberg 500 plus 5. Yeah, we'll replace the TAC 870. Or the Moss W870. No, never mind. No, we won't. Do you have anything better than that? No, not really. Trash talk. Trash talk these Raccoon City zombitches. What can I say? He uses projectile weapons. Bunch of coward zombies, that's what it is. They just knew that was their only chance against Leon F. Kennedy. F for gonna fuck you up. Yeah. Nope, and now we have to run. There we go. Now we're finally going to use some healing. And once we get up here first.
Felt that one.
I need to reload so many guns. And there it is. There's the pathway to victor. Alright, let's reload every gun we have in our arsenal. Check this, see if it gives us anything good. Alligator Snapper, level 2. Is it better than the silencer? It is indeed better than the silencer. So, out you go, silencer. Is it better than Matilda? Silencer is still better than Matilda, though. So, Rusty Crank, you can go away. Tell your mom I said hi. Okay. We're off to the last one. Let's register our shortcuts. Register shortcut. Anything good for us to get before we call it a day? I'm willing to bet we're not going to have a ton of people in against Victor. So I'm going to get rid of the we heal when we kill other enemies. Boss battle. All right, we just got to win this. And we win, Leon must die. And that'll be a perfect spot to end the stream. So let's get one last hydrate. And let's do it. There we go. Boss battle immediately.
No distraction, son. I'm really busy beating up strangers.
Let me get away from you.
Sacrifices must be made. In the grand scheme, a few lives.
Oh man, he is chonky. Oh, increases handgun firepower by 25%. Great.
I swore that I'd always protect those lives. Now.
No, I wasn't ever sure if he actually took damage in that state. Also, the alligator snapper shoots way too slowly. Don't you know I can deflect rocket launchers, bro? Oh. Don't love that. Increases reticle focus. We love that.
I will not let those ideals win. Give it up.
Mash the healing button. Mash the healing button. There we go, buddy.
Give me a goddamn.
Boom, baby. Oh, there's one more. Shit, my hatchet is broken.
Now. Give me a goddamn. Okay, that's it.
And hatchet's broken again. One more. Come on. Got you. Oh, my guns are empty. Oh, he's got one more. Oh, wait, no. There we go. My hatchet is broken, though. How can it be used now? You did it, fam. You did it. Difficulty level forever. Rank 2 added. And that's what we're going to call it, fam. Thank y'all for stopping in. This is a lot of fun. Let's thank our mods, and then let's call it a night. Amy G and Megan were our mods tonight, so thank you. Appreciate you guys. We will see you guys next Tuesday for more Min-Maxed. What did I just do? Weird. We'll see you guys next Tuesday for Min-Maxed with the usual Min-Max time, 9 p.m. next Tuesday. In the meantime, who should we raid? Who's streaming right now? Is anyone streaming that we haven't read in a while? No one who immediately makes me want to stream. So let's call it there, my friends. We will see you guys next Tuesday night. And in the meantime, cheers. Thanks, guys. Bye.